Hello guys, it's me Roshan here, and in today's video I'm going to literally lay out everything you need to know on how you can acquire customers for 46.2% cheaper while scaling. So yeah, if I had gotten started initially, and if somebody had come to me and said this exact same thing, that you can acquire customers for 46.2% while scaling, I would have instantly and most definitely called it a BS. Because why not? It's definitely not that believable. But yeah, guys, I know we have done it. So I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to get customers for 46.2% cheaper while scaling. Alright, so before we begin, I would love to show you some of our case studies that we have gotten for our clients, that is simply a byproduct of just applying these techniques and acquiring customers for 46.2% cheaper. So I don't want to waste any of your time any further, and let's jump right into this video. So firstly, we are going to consider a few metrics, that is CPM, CTR, website conversion rate. And by the way guys, I'm really sorry if I'm a very terrible handwriting, because I'm using my mouse to write, so that's why. So we have these four metrics, right? CPM, CTR, website conversion rate, and cost per acquisition. All right, so before we begin, whenever guys, almost remember, these three are just vanity metrics. Anything and everything apart from CPA, that's cost per acquisition, that's all matters. If somebody tells you, wow, look at this, we have an amazing CPM, we got an amazing CTR, or we have an amazing website conversion rate, yes, I believe that these three things are important, but anything that comes other than CPA is just a vanity metrics. This is exactly what you need to be looking at every single time, and if this is not in place, then you have to go ahead and look at these metrics. All right, so always remember, anything other than CPA is just a vanity metrics, vanity metric. All right. Yeah, so as I've already touched on this, that we are able to acquire customers for 46.2% cheaper, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're able to do that. So yeah, I'm going to pull out some numbers for each of these, and this is not going to be some random number that is pulled out of thin air. This is exactly the average numbers we see working with our clients, and this is what you can expect when you're trying to advertise. Or yeah, so CPM, we see a $15 on an average, and a click-through rate is a 1%. Let's say your click-through rate is a 1% on your ads, then that's going to be 1 out of every 150 click. Out of every 150, people click on your ad, then that's going to give out a C cost per click of $1.50. Makes sense? 1 out of every 150 click, that's going to be a $1.50 per click. And then let's say you need to have a minimum of ideally a 3% conversion rate on your website. If not, you are definitely going to lose a lot of your sales. So that's 1 out of every 33 purchase. So 1 out of every 33 people who visit your site are going to make a purchase, right? That's what that means. And let's say you have a worst case scenario of where you have a 0.5% conversion rate. This is really bad, and if you have such a bad converting website, it's definitely leaking so many sales of yours. So always make sure that you have a website converted and optimized, always. And let's say for all these metrics, you can have an $49.50 of client cost per acquisition. All right, so yeah guys, as I've already said, CPA is all that matters. CPA is directly equal to the ROI. All right, so based off of these numbers, we are going to now calculate the average order value. All right, so let's say each customer goes to your website and orders something of $100. That's your average order value, right? Then you'll have a 2 ROAS. And in the next case, we have $150, right? average order value of 115, then that's going to give us out a 3 ROAS. This is not exact numbers, but yeah, you get the idea. These are the average numbers, 2 ROAS, 3 ROAS. Then let's say you have an AOV of $220, then that's going to give out a 4.5x ROAS. So as you see, based off the CPM, CTR, CPM, you can't really change this much in the beginning, but obviously we have found few ways where by doing few things, Facebook actually rewards us with, with less CPM, less cost CPM. Yeah, and it's click-through rate, that's 1%, 1 out of 150 click. Site conversion 3%, that's good, and the acquisition is going to be this much. Alright, now let's take a completely new scenario, guys, and I'm going to break down few things, and that's most definitely going to blow your mind. Okay, so how exactly are we able to get clients for 46.2% cheaper, while with these metrics we are not? Alright, so it all comes down to resonating ads to get a high click-through rate. The ad copy should be written by experts. That's all it comes down to. If you can get this click-through rate locked down, everything's going to change. That's literally how easy it is. So yeah, maybe it sounds a very easy thing to do. Just improve the click-through rate and you have cheaper acquisition. I'm going to show you exactly why it's not that easy. Alright, so before we get into that, I'm going to again put down all of the metrics: CPM, CTR, website conversion rate, and we have the CPA, that is client cost per acquisition. I don't know why this client always comes up in my mind. And let's say you have again those same numbers, okay, $15, and I forgot to mention this here, the $15 and 1.5 cent to show our ad to a single person. Right, so you get the idea. This is what comes down here too. And then we have a click-through rate. Now very important. Last time we had a click-through rate of 1, right? Now we just have 1.75% click-through rate, and look how it affects our entire performance of the ad set. And now in this case, 1 out of every 86 who are shown our ad click. In the previous case it was 1 out of every 150. Now it's 1 out of every 1 out of every 86 click. And then that's going to drastically decrease our cost per click to that's going to drastically decrease our cost per click to an 86 cent per click. Now in the previous case, you remember we had a $1.50 cost per click. Now it's 86 cents. And now again we have the same website conversion rate of 3%, and that's 1 out of every 33 purchase, right? And then now the cost per acquisition comes down to about $28.38. Now that's 36.2% cheaper, and that's 46.2% cheaper while scaling. You see how it all ties in together. Before, with just a 1% CTR, we had a $49.50 cost per acquisition. Now with just a 0.75% increase, we were able to see a drastic change in this cost per acquisition. See how this all starts to make sense and how everything looks great. And let me show you now what happens with our AOV. Alright, now this is where it gets more interesting. Last time we had an AOV of 100, right, $100, and this time with the same $100 AOV, you will get a 3.5x ROAS. Last time we had a ROAS of 2, 3, and then 4.5. Now we'll have the next AOV, let's say it's of the same, right? Same AOV, 150, and now that's going to get us a 5.3x ROAS. And then finally we had a $220 AOV, and that's here going to give us a 7.7 ROAS. See how this all starts to really go up with just one small change, and all that changes is the ads. The ads are written by experts which are perfectly aligned with your ideal customer, the ad that your ideal customer can actually resonate with. So let me show you, why this all ties in together and really works. So basically, yeah, this is 46.2% cheaper per acquisition simply by the adverts being written by expert copywriters, and the entire ad itself is just put together in such a way that is going to drive website traffic and conversions, and all this works together, right? Creative plus good copy, conversion rate equals mind-blowing ROI. CPA is all that matters. CPA equals ROI. Okay, let me tell you exactly what happens after this point. I see a lot of people out there listening to this type of videos. Yes, this is exactly true. This is what exactly we're doing. But most people be like, they just watch the video, okay, and this is how, they figure out that this is what they need to do. They go out and hire a copywriter, an expert copywriter actually, and then they go and also find an amazing creative designer, and they put both of them together and they think it's all set now. But one thing to really remember is that ads should be put in such a way that the creative should go with the ad copy and the ad copy should go with the creative. These are not two independent things. These things should go hand in hand to actually be able to see this click-through rates of 1.75%. Now what happens at RC Mediascape is we have a team of these creative designers aren't just creative designers. They know what it takes to design a best creative for ad sets, right? And ad copywriters, even they do the same. But what changes here is that we do trial and error process. We try this, we do it, and if we don't see the results, that goes back to the same people, and then they again convert it in such a way that this is going to be a different variation, and we keep trying, and that's where the biggest change comes. It's not like just one-time process. You have both things nice and clear. You just go ahead and start advertising and start doing it. It's always about split testing and also making sure both things go hand in hand. All right. So yeah, this is one thing you must always remember before you try to think or plan to take any step. So hope this video brought some value to you guys, and if it did, make sure to drop a like and also stay tuned, and I wish you amazing luck. See ya.